Hello my fellow friends and followers, it's me Retromania, and in today's video we are talking about the top 5 best tips and tricks to improve your PS Vita experience. And we are starting with the power bank, a very strong and underutilized tool many handheld gamers don't use. For some very weird reason. We all know how limited the battery capacity inside these handhelds can be, and for that reason extending the battery life of your system is very important. These small devices are true lifesavers, especially for long trips. So next time when you go on a trip outside of your house, don't forget your power bank. The next tip is also related to power and charging, but in a different way. I'm obviously talking about leaving your PlayStation Vita for too long uncharged. This is a mistake a lot of people make. Let me explain. If you don't charge your PlayStation Vita regularly, it can happen that after a couple of weeks or months of not using your PlayStation Vita, that the Vita doesn't want to charge or turn on. Now do not panic if this happens to you, don't worry, the system is not damaged whatsoever, just give it a long charge and leave it alone for at least one day and you will see it will run, so don't worry guys, it can happen. I have seen many people on the official PlayStation Vita Reddit having this problem, and most of the time the reason why your Vita doesn't want to run it's because of you, cause you left it uncharged for a very long time. But don't worry, don't panic, give it a long charge and it will run. And I get it guys, you don't only have one system, you have multiple systems like the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 5, maybe a PSP, maybe a Xbox 360, Xbox One, maybe a Nintendo Switch, maybe a Nintendo DS, 3DS, Wii U, so I get it, maybe a PC as well, or a deck, yes, a Steam Deck. Yes, I have one, a weird flex, but yeah, I'm flexing guys. I will definitely do some content with this bad boy as well, so look out for those videos in the future. The future! Anyways, back to the video. My recommendation would be to just keep charging the system every now and then. Not always, but let's say every week or let's say every 2 or 3 weeks. And it will be fine. So yeah. One other problem you don't need to deal with, it's missing out on my content. So if you didn't subscribe, why not subscribe? And let's move on to the next tip. Next tip I can give you, it's buying a carrying case. This is not only the case for the PlayStation Vita, but for any handheld system. If you have any portable system, a carrying case, it's a no-brainer. A carrying case, it's the most important item a handheld owner should have, and if you don't have one, what are you doing? Get one immediately. I would also recommend not to overpay for your carrying case. There are many really ultra cheap options, for example AliExpress. You can literally get a carrying case for a couple of dollars. You should also look out for game slots inside your carrying case. These slots are amazing. You can save yourself so much time finding space for your physical game cases inside your backpack by putting your games, your game cartridges inside your carrying case together with your handheld. This is so convenient guys, once you experience this experience you will never go back to your old ways. Next important pro tip I can give you, it's buying a PlayStation Vita microSD card adapter to mod your PlayStation Vita homebrew it, so that you get the ultimate PlayStation Vita experience. This is absolutely the best way to use your PlayStation Vita. I know some people might be scared of the idea of mod your system, but trust me, it's easy, it's fast and it's free. The only price you will pay is for the microSD card adapter. I got mine for dirt cheap on AliExpress. I do not recommend using sites like Amazon for these type of items. You will get scammed, you will get absolutely scammed. So don't be afraid using Chinese sites like AliExpress. The PlayStation Vita had proprietary memory cards. These cards are hard to find nowadays and very expensive, and for that reason I recommend modding it and using a microSD card adapter. Now what microSD card would I recommend? Well, my recommendation would be a 128GB or a 256GB microSD card. I got a 128GB card and for my personal needs this is more than enough. Most PlayStation Vita games are between 1 and 2GB of size. Sometimes they are 3 or 4GB, but mostly they are 1 or 2GB of size. Vita games aren't that huge, and for that reason 128GB it's more than enough for both Vita titles and ROMs for emulation. And speaking about emulation, what a transition, I know. Let's now discuss the emulation on the PlayStation Vita. Emulation is a very strong tool many console gamers don't utilize as often as PC gamers, but it's a huge shame. It's very convenient to have emulators on your system, especially for a handheld system. It's annoying to find space in your backpack for all your handheld systems. Where do I put my Nintendo DS, my 3DS, where do I put my Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, where do I put my PSP? Carrying all those systems can be very tiresome, and for that reason alone having a system that can emulate most of my other handhelds, it's amazing. For example, this PSP emulator called Adrenaline, it also emulates the actual user interface of the PSP, so you get a PSP and a PS Vita in one system. Adrenaline can also play PlayStation 1 games. Obviously the PS Vita also has a lot of Nintendo emulators like Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, NES and SNES. So yeah, you have a lot of options, and in my opinion options are always a good thing. But what do you think? Do you agree with my take, or do you disagree with my 5 tips and tricks to improve your PlayStation Vita gaming experience? And if you didn't subscribe, why not subscribe? And with this out of the way, I wish you all a wonderful day. Sayonara, my good old PlayStation Vita friends. Bye, and ciao.